Welcome to another Chokeslam Wrestling Report. I am your host, the Ultimate One. And what I'm going to do starting on every Tuesday, I'm going to give you the Monday Night Review, my version of Monday Night Review, because you got a lot of wrestling podcasts on YouTube. They give you their version. And a lot of their version is not straight up, let's put it that way. Most of their stuff, they usually be like trying to cover any little bullcrap that happens on Monday Night Raw. They try to defend Monday Night Raw and trying to make excuses for every little thing that they do every Monday night that is not logic. For example, this past Monday night or last night, Monday Night Raw started again with an individual that I think should be nowhere near the world title scene, and the fact that he's walking around with the Money in the Bank briefcase is a joke. And I'm talking about The Miz. The Miz and Morrison came out on Monday Night Raw again, pretty much to, again, pretty much promote their Miz TV, which is the most lamest segment there is. And the fact that he was there to promote his bullcrap shows on USA Network. He was there to plug the Viper, and he said he's an A-lister, and that talking crap like always. The Money in the Bank briefcase has become a joke, and it's funny that that I see what's going on with this Money in the Bank briefcase. They gave the Money in the Bank briefcase to Otis in, I believe, was April or May of this year. Otis was walking around with that briefcase for close to 7 to 8 months, and they didn't even bother to have him cash in on any other world champions. Neither Drew McIntyre. At that time, they had Braun Strowman as the world champion. They had The Fiend as the world champion. Roman Reigns became the world universal title champion, whatever you want to call it. None of the guys with the universal title or the world champion were threatened by Otis. And it's come down to the point that the Money in the Bank briefcase has become a joke. And I have my suspicions of why they're doing this. There's a guy, AEW, who came up with that concept, the Money in the Bank briefcase, and that's Chris Jericho. And McMahon being petty and WWE being petty, I guess they don't give a rat's ass about the Money in the Bank briefcase. This is why they took the Money in the Bank briefcase and they took it away from Otis to give it to The Miz, okay, and have The Miz not lose once, but lose twice to Drew McIntyre in 2 weeks. He has not won a match. And last night was no different. He coming out here, he came out here, oh God, I said came out to the ring, not here, and just promoting his Miz and Mrs. Miz show. Who cares about that? Nobody watches that. Who watches that? You know what I'm saying? If you're a real professional wrestling fan, you don't watch this. You do not watch that. Okay, The Miz is irrelevant. And the reason they gave him the Money in the Bank briefcase, I guess, is just a slap to the face to, first of all, you made Otis look bad. You broke up Heavy Machinery. You put Tucker Knight, that's what we're going to call him, Tucker Knight, because WWE has a bad habit of just cutting off people's name. And you pretty much broke up Heavy Machinery. You have Tucker Knight in Raw. You have Otis on SmackDown. First, you made it look like Tucker was going to SmackDown. And again, last night I saw Tucker in the stupid 24/7 match. And you just broke a tag team. But yet, The Miz is still being pushed. A guy who's been irrelevant for the last 9 years in the world title scene. Not the Intercontinental scene, because he made the Intercontinental very good when he won that belt. And he, a couple of years ago, him and Dolph Ziggler made a great match. I think it was No Mercy. But ever since that, he's been nothing. And John Morrison, The fact that Randy Orton came out right after these guys promoted the shows, and pretty much Randy Orton called out John Morrison, saying that he left and came back after fighting in the minor leagues, which he was talking about Lucha Underground and Impact. Right there shows you that first of all, Randy Orton does not give a rat's ass about any performer, and WWE does not care about anybody either. Um, it's just this whole thing was stupid. First of all, it makes no sense. Again, this feud between Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton match is just beginning to be right now boring. This whole feud between them two should have ended in Hell in the Cell. Now they added the Fiend into it, and you have the Fiend now being part of that, even though he didn't come out last night. But that goes to show you the Fiend is involved in this thing. So TLC in December, you're probably gonna have a three-way, and there's a lot of things that you're gonna see there, which is ridiculous. But last night, um, a New Day came out, and they're still doing the comedic stuff, which didn't make no sense. Why was Drew McIntyre was teaming up with New Day, and Morrison and Miz were talking about getting a title shot versus New Day when the Hurt Business beat New Day last week in the match, in the non-title match, which automatically makes them the number one contender, which they're gonna wrestle next week. So, are we gonna have a new tag team champions? The Miz and Morrison, by making that statement that they were, that they weren't gonna attack Randy Orton, and that Randy Orton shouldn't be worried. It's all set up for them to become world champion. Come on. It goes to show you the Money to Bank don't mean nothing when the Miz made that statement that the whole reason it was to get to New Day for the World Tag Team title. So that means the briefcase doesn't matter. So why have the briefcase? Why have the briefcase on the Miz? That's my point. So this was very stupid. You see that Randy Orton took out almost everybody. He took out, I think it was Xavier Woods got caught with a RKO when he came in the ring. Then McIntyre came in, tried to be the savior. He got an RKO. The show already had started horrible, very horrible. Then they made a three-way. Listen, a lot of this stuff that the WWE does is pretty much rinse and repeat. If you don't have them single match, you're gonna have them a tag team match. And last night they just added one more guy, and now they don't call him by his full name again, Matt Riddle, and I'm gonna call him by his full name. Matt Riddle, Elias, and Jeff Hardy in a three-way to see who gets to be part of the AJ Styles Raw's team, that's another disaster that we're going to talk about. And of course, anyway, in this match, Matt Riddle won the match, so that made him part of the group, which made no sense to me at all. Another thing that didn't make sense, this Lana situation, another group, another Raw team, women's team now. These women don't like each other, and they're attacking each other. They're beating up each other. Lana versus Shayna Baszler. What country and what world are we going to see this that makes, this didn't make no sense. Lana can't wrestle. And the fact that they putting her in there every week with neither Nia Jax or Shayna Baszler, because WWE claims that they're trying to put her as a baby face, so people feel sorry for her. Lana can't wrestle. She cannot wrestle at all. And the fact that she lost to Shayna Baszler, and then she was almost put on the table again. Lucky that Mandy and Dana Brooke helped her. I mean, two girls that I really don't care for either. But that goes to show you what, that this team, I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, there's rumors going around that Lana may be the only survivor in this 5-on-5 women's team when the Survivor Series is all set and clear. All of them. I mean, it's ridiculous. It just makes no sense. No sense at all. And the fact that they were trying to pull Lana again through the table, they stopped it. But that didn't stop anything that was going to go on. And going back to the men Survivors team, that's another disaster. They had now Matt Riddle, part of the Keith Lee, Sheamus, and Braun Strowman, and AJ Styles team, which, again, we saw this last week. Last week they had the three-way, which was the best match in the whole 3-hour show. Now they made a tag team about that night, and where AJ Styles was the referee, which does not make any damn sense. Doesn't make any damn sense. You know what I'm saying? So what they did was they just added another guy into the mix, Matt Riddle. So now he could team up with the fan favorite, which is Keith Lee, and to go against Braun Strowman and Sheamus, which it didn't make no sense. It didn't make no sense to me at all, and to me it's just them doing the WWE doing the same thing every week. It's either singles, or if there's not a single, now it's a tag team. Somebody's added another tag team. It doesn't make no sense. It didn't make no sense to me, and the one thing I do not like about one individual person that I feel that Keith Lee, this guy Keith Lee, when he was in NXT, he was blowing off the roof with Donovan Dijakovic. Their matches was great. His carrying cross match for the NXT Championship was great. Now they got him there sounding like Pooh from Winnie the Pooh, with the way he talks. It just sounds dumb. Like who came up with this? And then to top it off, his entry is like it's lame. It doesn't have no excitement to it. This is what Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon are doing to their talent, which is very, very, very sad. And and to have these guys going at it at this present moment, and not just not making it look exciting. You got 5 guys in there, and right now they claim that Matt Riddle is the captain of the team because I guess he got the pinfall or whatever he did. But in reality, AJ Styles is the captain of the team. AJ Styles got more talent than all those guys in there in that ring. Matt Riddle, I'm not a big fan of his. Honestly, I think he's an a-hole, to be honest. But he got the skills, and Keith Lee, he could go places, but the WWE stopping their growth, and this is what WWE does. They stop their growth, or it's just nonsense. It's just nonsense. Bobby Lashley versus Titus O'Neil. My question: why? Why even have that? Why you didn't add Titus O'Neil to your group? Yes, Titus O'Neil is the guy in the back, O'Neil Catering, whatever. But it's a joke going around the wrestling community that Titus O'Neil Catering. But why not bring this guy to your fold? Instead, you just put him in the ring with Bobby Lashley for a U.S. title match. Lashley beats him in probably three minutes, something like that. What I'm looking here, and that match they graded as a D+. It wasn't all that. They should have never, ever put this match together. If they were going to put him, they should have put him where O'Neil's still asking to be part of the Her Business. Who knows? They probably will put him. They'll probably be the I don't know, the modern day Evolution. I mean, because it looks like right now, as far as the Her Business, somebody's in trouble. And that is Cedric Alexander, when his wife Big Swole put a picture of him talking to William Hobbs on Saturday's AEW Full Gear. Big Swole, that chick, I don't like her attitude. She's walking around. She's gonna get her husband in trouble, and she's trying to make herself like making noise when you're not supposed to be making no noise. You're gonna get your husband in trouble, and him and Benjamin, Shelton Benjamin, were already about to get a shot at the WWE Tag Team Champions, and there may be repercussions for that. He may not win those belts next week because of her. But that also shows you, I mean, it's just stupidity that some of these wrestlers do online. Stop with the online bullshit. Stop these wrestlers trying to make AEW versus WWE, and worry about where you work at, not where it's just ridiculous to me. That's the way I see it. It's just totally ridiculous to me what you do, putting stuff online You should have never put that picture of your husband being behind backstage because WWE and McMahon is very petty. So don't be surprised if Mr. Alexander won't be on TV in a couple of weeks. So it's stupid. The Oscar versus Nia Jax match, that should have never happened either. Why is Nia Jax getting a shot at Oscar? The woman's nowhere near the #1 ranking system. And they don't use a ranking system either. Nia Jax, and the way I see it, Nia Jax is getting pushed around. According to news this morning, is Nia Jax got Mandy hurt when she threw her outside the ring after the fight with her and Oscar. The problem with that is this is not the first time Nia Jax has hurt somebody. This woman does not know how to wrestle. She is very dangerous in that ring as far as her work ethics. She doesn't protect her opponents. She doesn't protect her peers. The woman just hurt Mandy. We don't know how severe it is, but according to social media outlets, wrestling outlets, they said that Mandy landed on her shoulder and don't know, or landed on her arm, don't know what's the severity of her arm, and if she be able to compete coming up. I think it's this, matter of fact, when is I think it's next week. I think it's next week, the Go Home show. I mean, the Go Home show is Monday, so next Sunday. She may be hurt, but Nia Jax don't know how to protect. That woman she should have been fired a long time ago when she cracked Kyrie Zane's head over. But the reason they don't do nothing, number one, is that Samoan dynasty I've been talking about for years. People just be like, "Oh no, Henry, what are you talking about? That's not true." Well, Nia Jax, I heard a lot of people. How come she's not being punished? You know what I'm saying? It's just ridiculous when it comes to this. So Nia Jax lost to Asuka, but then again, in the whole thing, Lana got put through a table again when she interfered in the match between Asuka and Nia Jax. She got put through the table for the 8th time this week. So they're saying it's 8th. I'm thinking it was 9, but it's 8th. 2 months in a row you've been putting this woman through a table. And somebody said that she's getting buried and Miro is getting buried in AEW. I don't think Miro is getting buried at AEW at all because he's teaming up with Kip Sabian. You know what I'm saying? If anything, Miro and Kip Sabian be best friends. So how is he getting buried? You know what I'm saying? So she's not getting buried. He may not be in big time matches, but his wife is getting buried. They are punishing her 8 weeks in a row. Come on, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So I don't know. This 24/7 championship should be taken off TV. Last night that was horrible. That title changed about 8 or 9 times within one match, which made no sense. So Bruce Pritchard and McMahon loves putting this crap on TV. I don't know. That 24/7, aka the Royal Rumble belt, the greatest Royal Rumble 40-man in Saudi Arabia, because all they did was took the plates off that championship and put it a penny like and put 24/7 on it. That's what they did. That belt is worthless. And the fact that I heard that R-Truth blocked some podcaster because they said the 24/7 championship is garbage. The wrestlers are very sensitive when it comes to you say something about them, especially WWE superstar that is sensitive. Come on, guys. Let's be real. Some wrestlers need to know. Well, I'm sure WWE wrestlers know that what the storyline sucks, but yet they gotta do their work because that's part of their job. And fans don't like it, so they're gonna block fans who don't like what they're doing. But you gotta keep it 100. If that 24/7 title is garbage, it's garbage. It shouldn't even be nowhere in that. That's what ruins Raw even more when you put stuff like this on TV. The Mustafa Ali Ricochet match, it was pretty good. Ali hit a backside from the top rope but failed to get the pin. The first time he beat Ricochet until he punched Ali in the face. He hit a reverse hurricanrana. He took out the rest of Retribution with a springboard corkscrew, but he missed the Phoenix Blast, and Ali locked him up in a submission and choked him out for the win. So, do I see Ali as being part of Retribution? That could happen. Because right now, you know who I haven't seen? Oh my God, what's the guy who won the United States belt? who used to hang out with Ricochet. Apollo Creed has not been seen in over 2 months. He hasn't been seen. So Ricochet's by himself. So I see Ricochet joining the Retribution. WWE's trying to make factions. They're trying to be like AEW. They're trying to be like New Japan Pro Wrestling with these factions. Retribution was dead in the water months ago. Just because you got an elite into the mix does not mean that you're going to go somewhere. The whole storyline with that should have been done and put and done with. Once they lost to the Hurt Business, which made no sense because you killed all that. That would have been a pay-per-view match, but you wanted to go and jump on it thinking that you're gonna get ratings and whatnot. And you talk about you don't care about the ratings, but yeah, you packing up all these Raws with all these pay-per-view matches, and yet they don't deliver. First of all, and second of all, you do it once and then you try to do it again the following week. So Retribution is dead in the water. There's nothing you can tell me. I don't care what you do, who you add. Retribution is dead. It's not gonna get no type of push. So, the Hurt Business got more clout than the Retribution. Retribution is a joke to me. That's the way I see it. The 6-man match, don't care. Don't know why New Day was feuding with Drew McIntyre. I mean, not with Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre teamed up with New Day. Don't know why New Day is feuding with Miz and Morrison. Randy Orton again, the way that ended, same bullcrap every week. There's nothing really to talk about. It goes to show you that WWE have no idea what to do anymore. And I mean, what else could you could say? I mean, every week I watch WWE and I just don't bother to watch it anymore. And I look at the highlights and clips and just give you my opinion on it because it's not worth watching it. That's 3 hours of your life you're never going to get back. I want you to think about that. 3 hours of your life. You sit there hoping for things to change. It reminds me when I used to watch TNA when Dixie Carter, and I remember when AJ left. And I was hoping the TNA would change. And I was like, oh, my God, I hope the change. And then hit. I remember that when MVP came in and he had Kenny King. He had, I think, Low Key, Samoa Joe, the Beatdown Club, the Beatdown Clan. I remember that. And that went down the toilet. And I stopped. I stopped hoping for things to change. Right now, you should be doing the same thing with this WWE. You're hoping for change. There is no change. As long as this old man is control of this company, you're not going to get anything new because he doesn't care. He doesn't care about the fans. He doesn't care of the ratings. He said it himself. He don't care ratings. He only thinks about the YouTube because YouTube gives you stream revenue because people go into millions. So he's still making his money. He doesn't care about his talent. He doesn't care about the business. He doesn't care about sports entertainment. Nothing. And his stock went up because of the new vaccine. They claim that it's 90% effective. But other than that, this time last year, he was $100 per share in the stock market. He's down to only $40. If that don't tell you something is wrong, and then you got these idiot investors who invest in this crap, and when the time to do the investing calls, they don't ask the proper questions. Put me in there. I'll ask the question. Why is your rating low? Why are you not using this talent? Why are you not? Come on. But it is what it is. And, I don't see no changes. I don't see no changes coming and no time soon. So the Survivor Series right now, the only reason they do the Survivor Series is because they're pushing the 30-year anniversary of The Undertaker. Undertaker's supposed to make a showing. This is not his last call because he's not going to go out without no fans, no anything. They're using The Undertaker. They're going to juice him until they get everything, every drop out of him until they say, okay, we got enough of it. I mean, be prepared. Goldberg's supposed to be coming back, which I don't care either for Goldberg. I lost respect for Goldberg the minute he didn't want to go over. Actually, he wanted to go over the Fiend, which messed up the Fiend's character, and the Fiend is where he's at now. So That is it, guys. If you guys want to more, if you want to join my YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. You see it on right there. You see it. You see that right there. All that. Chokeslam Wrestling. You can find me in the Twitter Ultimate_1. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. Also, all the links on top. You can click on those, and you can find all my information. Also, I got the Chokeslam Wrestling Report audio podcast I do twice a week. You can find me on unhingedsn.com. Unhingedsn.com. You can listen to my shows on Fridays, Mondays and Friday. Actually, Mondays is from 12 to 1 on unhingedsn.airtime.pro. Again, Monday from 12 to 1 and Fridays from 1 to 2. You can hear all my shows there, different shows every week. So you can check that out. You can check out my audio podcast through Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts. You can find me everywhere. So I've been a while since I've done a video, but I'm gonna start doing this on Mondays. I'm gonna give you my expertise or not expertise, expertise, my view, my opinion on how the show went. And again, the only match that was good this week was the Ali versus Ricochet. And that match was pretty good. I mean, two guys who deserve to be pushed to be in a higher level that the WWE pushes you. And I hate it because WWE stops wrestlers from wrestling the way they want to. Instead, they got to wrestle the WWE way, which most of the time be 5-10 minute match, boring match. And you can get the best out of the talent, that wrestles. Because let me tell you something, WWE has a lot of talent in their roster, but they are not giving creativity to use their talent. Now, I know a lot of you guys are gonna be, but AEW does let them with creativity, and they overdo it. Yes, but WWE has a lot of talent which could be used in a better form, a better stories, in the better situations, and they don't do it because McMahon doesn't care. He cares about that money. He doesn't care about the fan. Again, he's not in the business to make you happy. He's in the business to make you make money. So, I mean, that's all we can say. So, guys, again, check me out. Let me know what you think of this video. Leave me your comments, your thoughts, and if you want, again, you can subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell to get new notifications for new upload. And check me out. So, till then, be safe, wear that mask, 6 feet away, and hopefully this be over very soon. And yeah, again, give me your thoughts and your feedback on what you think about what I just said about the Monday Night Raw, and I'll see you guys soon.